Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to PwC Herald Talks, now coming to the end of its third year, the business series examining a range of current trends and topics in business to help you grow your business. Today's topic, the Internet of Things, or as you'll hear it referred to, the IoT. Let me introduce our keynote speaker, an entrepreneurial engineer who's built a career harnessing technology to improve people's lives and become along the way New Zealand's leading expert in device integration. The CEO and founder of Adroit and creator of the new collaborative technology development space, the Tech Bunker. Please welcome Ulrich Freck.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks, Simon. Hey guys, as you guys know, my name is Ulrich Freck and I am the CEO and founder of Adroit. Simply put, Adroit turns dumb devices into smart ones. So IoT for me has been in my life. In fact, it's been in my blood for more than 10 years. So I thought I would start by explaining what IoT is and what it has been. The Internet of Things is an interconnection via the internet or a network of computing devices that are embedded into everyday objects, and I'll show you some of those soon. Enabling them to send and receive data, but also allowing them to have machine-to-machine communication. This is called M2M. With this new emerging technology, the Internet of Things solves problems within all areas of the industry. We're talking about mobility, social, analytical, cloud, autonomous and semi-autonomous systems, and artificial intelligence. In fact, the IoT is going to be labelled as the new wave in manufacturing. They're calling it Manufacturing 4.0. IoT's been around for some time. In fact, the first IoT device was installed in 1974. It's called the Humble ATM. In 2008, there were more devices connected to the internet than there were humans. By 2020, there will be 250,000, it's 250,000 vehicles connected to the internet. Wearable device sales, such as the iPhone and the Apple Watch and the Fitbit, is growing year on year by 250%. This year alone, there are 4.9 billion devices connected to the internet. And the Gartner's report says that IoT will be 25 billion devices by 2020. So it's massive. The IoT is bringing more and more things into the digital fold every day, which will more than likely make the IoT a multi-trillion-dollar industry in the near future. So one of the key benefits for us as businesses, for humanity, and for industry is IoT takes away the guesswork. By understanding the real data that we collect in prototyping stages and ongoing through the life of your product, each product can be made truly smart, more efficient, also helping us understand our customers better. Simply using a Raspberry Pi or a BeagleBone, these are little devices you can use to prototype with, or other chips on the market, you can rapidly prototype what you need and within months have a product testing and prototyping. So I'm going to leave you with this thought from my favorite futurist, Stuart Brand. Once a technology starts rolling, if you're not a part of the steamroller, you're a part of the road. Thank you.
I suppose every single part of the tourism economy or visitor economy is going to be impacted by IoT in some way. Everything from the fuel effectiveness and efficiency of the aircraft that bring people here to the managing the visitor experience within New Zealand, to managing host community engagement, understanding the pressures, where they are, the flow of people, waiting times, your ability to access parts of the environment or nature which may be inaccessible through things like virtual reality or augmented reality, which I think we'll talk about a bit later. Yeah. And from an international point of view, things like, I don't know if you've seen them, but the new Google earbuds, which do automated translation in your ear when people are talking to you, things like that are going to fundamentally change the way in which people experience travel and hospitality.
We've called the project When You Call It Smart, and not many people know that it's a smart precinct down there. So it's kind of bringing to life, not just for Wynyard Quarter, but for the general public, for the stakeholders, what that data means. So, just as an example, we can measure the energy use of the buildings down there, the Lysart building, for example. They get data every 5 minutes, and for someone to look at that raw data, I mean, not many people would, or it's just really hard to kind of digest that. So we visualize that, show them month by month, so you can compare it. It's real-time data, and you can change your behaviours depending on what you see.
Wherever you look, you're seeing estimates of the scale of the IoT market and the revenue opportunity for businesses around the world that just talk about exponential growth. So I think, $2 trillion worth of IoT opportunity within 4 or 5 years. Who knows? But it's certainly huge. If you think of it as a bell curve, I don't think we've got to the top of the bell curve in terms of rates of adoption yet. We're just starting to come up the curve. But the pace of adoption is definitely increasing. So I guess my conversations would start with, well, what is the business that you're in today, and how do you imagine that business may be either disrupted by technology, or what are you going to have to do to use these types of technologies to disrupt the market you're in, the industry you're in, and rethink your business model so that you remain competitive and figure out how to deliver the sort of value that your customers or your stakeholders are going to want from you in the future.
It's really about thought leadership. It's about looking at your industry and challenging your industry. Thinking outside the box. Stop thinking inside a box. You know what I mean? Perfect example with the spa pool. Like when you go to a home show and look at a spa pool, they go, there you go, and they drop it off and it's done. What about rethinking that whole process? What can IoT do for that particular industry? And it can really make it a better experience, you know what I mean? And it's about the customer at the end of the day, and that's what IoT can do. I think that's...
Yeah, can I add to that?
Yeah.
I totally agree with what you were saying earlier about it being a bigger picture, but starting small.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's going to be really the bit where, a lot of times these things seem like there's too many things, and you put it in the too hard basket. So looking at the bigger picture of what your, overall objectives are, where you want to go, but then also distilling that down to what can I do with one part of it to make a difference there, which will, I think, just give you that example. It's taking that risk, and making a kind of a bit of a stand out there and doing one thing, which will hopefully get you, the results that then opens up more areas to do more.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for our panel? Ulrich Frick, Sam Ramloo, Stephen England Hall, Russell Craig and Fran O'Sullivan.